think at this juncture, I probably hired well over 500 people.
Wow.
At one point, we were hiring at a clip of 150 people a year. So talk about going like 90 with your hair on fire. And you do exactly that because you're going for speed and you have this demand that you have to fill. So two things we did. One, we trying to create a more predictable hiring mechanism, right? Of like, hey, based off of this growth, we're going to have this much in the pipeline. We know what our natural churn is going to be based off of historical value.
Sure.
So our net gain has to be this. So we're going to be heavy and it feels uncomfortable, but the statistics don't lie. That was the first part. The second thing was people who sends you a bad resume.
Right.
That's like, it's like when a customer's like, hey, can I see a couple reviews? It's like, yeah, let me call a few people who hate my guts. I'll send them right over and they'll give you all. Right. No, they're going to send you all the best stuff, right? So you can't hire on resume.
And it might even be accurate.
Correct.
But totally misleading.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's got a degree in construction management at CSU. He spent time at Savant Homes as a project manager. He's been doing his own basement remodels. And now he works for the city as the chief, as one of the inspectors.
Yeah.
And he's a pastor. Like, oh, this guy, I literally didn't call any references, didn't even do, I'm like, this guy is in, smooth talker, biggest liar we ever hired.
Yeah, so how do you see through a resume?
So one, it's core values is the first piece of the puzzle, right? Like we can just stop the conversation right there. You can have all the other intangible skill sets, but if we don't align on what we believe as a company, then non-starter, right?
Yeah.
The next part was just hiring for intangible skill sets. Most people have developed their personality by the time they're 21. So I can teach you how we sell. I can teach you how we do project management. I can teach you all that stuff, but I can't teach you to be humble, hungry, smart, gritty, competitive, and have personal accountability.
Come on, that's good.
I can't teach you those things. You either have those things or you don't. So how do you structure your interview in a way that actually helps you impart that information about them? Because what do you know about competitive people? Competitive people always have a goal. So we used to ask a question like, what's the biggest goal that you ever set for yourself? Oh, I did X, Y, and Z thing and I accomplished it. Great. The very next question was, what's next? Competitive people always have a next thing like, hey, this is the thing that I'm working on right now. That's because it's just a part of how they're wired. So structuring an interview in that way helped us a ton to try to sift through the chaff and figure out who was really worth their weight in gold. Now, you're still going to make bad hires. You're just reducing the probability of it. You're not going to be perfect. Emotional too. I remember I used to bring in my father-in-law at the time, who in the morning he loved everybody. Like, this guy was awesome. But if I took him into the interview in the afternoon, he was like kind of tired and burnt out. I was like, I didn't like him. You know, I'm like, this guy was great. What are you talking about? Based off of what? It was all gut of how he was feeling. Right. Just got off a bad call, had a hard day or whatever. Wow. So I think it's important to take note of that. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that clip, go ahead and click the link in the comments to watch the full show, or you can see a couple other clips from the show right here.